This week on the Monday Show, we talk about NAB 2013 and other industry-related news and rumors.
Also, some new stuff that we're putting on the website, such as galleries and stuff like that.
And Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Public Beta number 5, all this week on the Monday Show number 10, April 22nd, 2013. Welcome back to Monday Show number 10. My name is Joe.
And my name is Mike.
And we're from MetroPhotog.com. This is our regularly scheduled Monday Show. Monday Show number 10. I think we're going to start calling this the Late Show because it's always late or it's never happening. But Monday Show number 10, we're finally here. And we're going to talk about NAB 2013. NAB 2013, National Association of Broadcasters, was not last week. I think it was the week before.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago.
And it's, show in Vegas where all the big gear manufacturers, all the big cinematographers, broadcasters from around the country come together and they have their camera and exhibition show. And so NAB brought a lot of really cool stuff. Blackmagic Cinema always stealing the show now. It seems like every year Blackmagic is going to steal the show. They came out with the Blackmagic production camera 4K, which took up their, I think last year was a 2.7K or 2K sensor to a 4K sensor, which is really great. Upgrade there. Super 35mm sensor, 12 stops with dynamic range, which is awesome.
Amazing.
EF-ZE mounts, which is really cool. And the best part about it is there is no rolling shutter because of the way they're doing their scanning on their sensor. So that's really great there. Blackmagic Cinema camera, awesome. Also, the Pocket Cinema camera came out. That was really cool.
I saw that actually on Instagram. I was going down my feed, and I actually screenshot it and sent it to Joe, and they're like, oh my god, this is insane.
And it's basically like a point-and-shoot size camera that gets you Super 16mm sensor, 13 stops in dynamic range with a Micro Four Thirds mount. So Micro Four Thirds camera shooters, pick yourself up one. I think they're sub $1,000. Super small, really great system to be shooting video on. I think it goes up to 1080p, which is great for the size that it is. And they show it. You go on their website. We'll put links to everything below. You go on their website, you see this huge rig set up with this little tiny camera behind it. It's kind of like, I was thinking about the pictures I saw initially of the 600mm f4 with, the EOS M on the back. I mean, it's just, the cameras are getting smaller and smaller, which is great, which is what Canon really wants. Hopefully the Rangers scored. That was probably the end of the period. Canon, also at NAB, announced the development of a new 35mm Cine Prime, which is pretty cool. I mean, Canon has been putting a lot of these development announcements out. They're developing something. Let's see some products, Canon. I mean, they had new firmware for the 1DC, C100, C300, C500, added a lot of solid features, but they really didn't have anything big to show like they did last year. So hopefully there's some stuff coming out there.
Yeah.
Movie stabilizer, Movi, or whatever they're calling it, that was Vincent Laforet debuted it. He was a lot of people call him the grandfather of the 5D Mark III cinematography, and Vincent Laforet did an amazing job showing off this Movi stabilizer. We'll put a link in the description below. Check out the behind the scenes, demo reel of the footage and all that stuff. It's really neat. Basically showing a guy on roller skates, on the streets of Manhattan with this thing. It's really cool stuff. So Movi stabilizer, and that's pretty much it. NAB had a lot of stuff, I'm sure. We didn't go, obviously. But, if you want to see more about, NAB 2013, just search it on Google.
Google it.
Some other stuff. New firmware, supposedly very soon for the 5D Mark III. Firmware that's going to bring uncompressed video out, which is going to be really great on the HDMI port, and also F8 AF sensitivity to your center pin for your super tellies, which is going to be really awesome if you want to put teleconverters on your super tellies and all that stuff. So that's great for the news for the 5D Mark III. Something it really should have shipped with from the beginning, like the D800. I don't think the D800 has the F8. It might have the F8 sensitivity on its center point, but it has uncompressed HDMI out, which is a really great feature to have. Canon was supposed to have an announcement today. That was in the rumor mills, but Canon didn't. Instead, they announced that they've been the #1 DSLR system by market share for 10 years now, which is really long.
It's pretty impressive.
It is, and a lot of people hate on Canon, they hate on Nikon, they hate on Sony, they hate everybody. The proof is in the pudding. I think Canon's still doing a great job. It takes a long time to bring out these sensors. Nikon's doing a great job. Sony's doing a great job for Nikon. These companies are doing great, and that's actually is pretty funny because if you read the press release, Canon takes a pot shot at Sony for that. They say we develop our own sensors. So, Sony, you gotta step up your game. Look forward to a D4X. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's supposed to be a high megapixel super monster. So hopefully that'll push Canon to bring out that 1D XS or whatever they're saying.
Sick.
The super megapixel camera. So that's really been it for industry related news in NAB.
So recently on our website we posted a lot of new stuff. Like an example would be some of the videos that we posted recently.
Yeah.
We have Joe's Wasabi powered GoPro Hero 3 battery kit unboxing, and soon to have the full review and stuff like that, right?
Of the GoPro Hero 3, yeah.
Yep. And also we have the Rokinon EF 8mm 3.5 fisheye review. I did that, and it was a really good video. I have all different types of examples and stuff like that. Really good video. You should check that out.
Test footage, test video, all that stuff's in there. Links in the description if you want to pick that up on Amazon.
Also, the Washington, D.C. experience video that we made. It's a really great documentary film that we made talking about the experience of going down to Washington, D.C., our first photography-related trip. Also, we have a new gallery that I just posted yesterday. It's about Cold Streets of Manhattan #2. Actually, it's a series that I have right now. This gallery actually has film and digital photos. So on the top, you'll have to pick either one. So just like we have multiple galleries, you'll be able to pick from digital or to film.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, you can see that that contrast between the two, digital pictures and the film pictures.
I'm really excited the way those turned out, and I really like to get some prints done of those too. Also, coming in the future, we have our Bermuda 2012 vacation photos we have to get out there.
Almost a year ago.
I know I have all mine done, but Joe still hasn't even.
I haven't even looked. I don't even think I've even picked my pictures. But
well, you have a lot of images because you were using like 2 or 3 cameras.
Yeah, and what's pretty cool about that too is that was all shot on the 5D Mark III a couple months after it came out. I rented it from an internet site, and that was the first time using the 5D Mark III, so I really like that. And did some geotagging too, so maybe we'll do a video on that. We're supposed to shoot a whole series, waiting for the weather to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Whole series on geotagging your photos and how that's going to help you. I think it's a 4-part series, so be on the lookout for that too. A new server video. We're going to be building a new server. We've already got a lot of the parts in, and we're going to be putting that together, and I'm going to be shooting a whole series about that. It's a little bit different from what we have here on the channel, with photography, but we also have a technology channel type thing going on here. And we want to show you guys where all these pictures are being stored and how everybody has this problem. Raw files are getting bigger, computers are getting thinner. You need a spot to put all your stuff, and really to back it up is going to be the biggest reason why we're building a server, is the backup server. So new content coming up, new content already up.
Really excited for new contents coming up too.
And make sure you're following us on Twitter and like us on Facebook, because that's where you get the notification that new stuff is up on the site. Yeah, we do new videos here, and you can see it in your sub box. But when you like us on Twitter, or follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, you get to see all that information in your news feed.
That's true. Also, when you're on YouTube, you can actually click if you want to be emailed if when we put our new videos. So that's also pretty good.
Yeah. So if you haven't subscribed already, or make sure you like us and subscribe and follow us on all our social links. They're all in the description box below. Back in 2007, Adobe launched Photoshop Lightroom version 1, which was a really great photo management system that integrated the really nice features of Photoshop and the powerful features of Photoshop and a lot of the organizational features that were in Bridge. And since then, it's been a really, really big staple in photographers' workflow. A lot of photographers might only use it for organizational or reasons, or they might even use it just to make their quick adjustments, and then they go into Photoshop to make their final adjustments. Some people use Lightroom for the whole process. We've been Lightroom users since version 3.
Yep.
Late in version 3, actually, I think we were like 3.5 or something like that. This is the first time I downloaded 3.3, somewhere in there. And then we were early adopters. I was a beta tester for Lightroom 4. Now Lightroom 4 is a really great system. I mean, it added so many big features. Stuff that really should have had from the beginning, like books, and the geotagging is a new thing, which is really great, built in with Google Maps. And now version 5 is coming out. We have public beta release 1 of version 5 for Adobe Photoshop Lightroom. It's out for testing. We're going to put a link in the description down below, also on the screen here, an annotation of where you can go and download that. A caution to keep in mind: this is beta software, meaning that it's not fully vetted, it's not finished, and there's actually a lot of warnings and examples of stuff, known issues with the software. So before you dive right in and start using it full time, you need to back up your catalogs, back up all your photos, and make sure you have all your ducks in a row, and that you're safe before you get into it. But definitely download it. Make a copy of your catalog, convert your catalogs probably to Lightroom 5, libraries, and get using it. It's probably going to be some great software. I have yet to download it because I don't have time, but I'm going to download it very soon and start using it, and maybe start even doing videos on it, because I really like Lightroom.
Yeah.
I enjoy Lightroom. As hobbyists, I really don't do a lot of fine edits in Photoshop, so Lightroom's enough for me, and I love the organization of it. And Lightroom 5 is going to bring a lot of really cool tools, I think.
Yeah. The thing about Lightroom I like is because it's so simple. It's a lot easier to use than Photoshop because there's no layers. There's a lot more easier, like brushes and stuff like that. Adjustment tools are a lot easier, I think. Also, one of the great things about Lightroom is that you can add all these plugins, just like Juicebox that we use for our galleries, which is really great because you get to use anything you want really for
yes,
plugins.
it's like all the Adobe Creative Suite platforms. It's all open for developers, so there's a ton of plugins and different things that people use. There was a lot of plugins for, say, geotag before the geotagging was built in, and I think Adobe realized that they should build it in, so they did that. So a lot of great stuff in Lightroom, and we use it obviously. I think on version 4.4 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're using the latest and greatest, and we love it. I'm going to download, like I said, version 5. And there's a lot of new features in version 5. We're going to run through them quickly. The 1, 2, 3, 6 that they're really calling out as their big features this time around. There is obviously going to be other smaller tweaks throughout the the UI and the performance and so on and so forth. That's yet to be seen, and they'll highlight that later. But these are the key features that they're really touting right now. And the first one's Advanced Healing Brush, which is really cool. It's kind of Photoshop CS6's advanced fill features that they're bringing in now, which is really great to see. Easily removing objects and fixing defects. Little stuff like lint and hair, and it's really nice, precise controls, which is really cool. So that Advanced Healing Brush, and I think that's going to help us
A lot, yeah.
Scratches, stuff like that. There's always dust on your sensor. It's hard to get around, so that's really cool. There's an upright tool that helps you to straighten out images, which is pretty cool. I think the one example they have is like of 2 posts, and the posts are from the aspect ratio of the lens or the distortion of the lens. They could tilt it up nice and easily without messing up anything around it, which is pretty cool. Upright tool. Radial gradients. I thought this was really neat. They have a really nice example on their website of a radial gradient, and it's that off-center vignette, which is really nice. And it's something you really had to go into Photoshop to do.
Yeah.
So this is nice. You don't have to go into Photoshop. You can stay right in Lightroom and do that. And it's a non-destructive edit, which is even better. Offline editing with smart previews, which is pretty cool. If you have all of your photos and files, say on a network or on a hard drive or an external hard drive or whatever, you could edit without those source files with smart previews, which is pretty cool. And then once you connect up that storage, media, whatever it is, it'll make all those changes and make sure everything's okay. Offline editing, we just talked about that. Video slideshow sharing. Lightroom 4 brought a lot of advancements when it came to video.
Yeah.
They allowed you to color your video. They allowed you to do a lot of stuff with video that wasn't there in Lightroom 3. And now they're taking it a step further, allowing you to do slideshows with video, pictures, everything. So it's really nice advancements that they're making in video, because I think they're definitely seeing the need to.
Everything's getting a little more integrated and.
Yeah, and a lot of people are using their DSLRs for video. We are. This is a T2i with a 24mm lens on it. So it's just the way it is right now. And improved photo books. Blurb.com is the main sponsor there for Photoshop, Lightroom. The books module is added in version 4.
Yeah.
Version 5, they're taking the books module another step further. The books module is going to have more customization, more features, which is really nice. And I'm excited to use that. I'm yet to order my first book from Blurb. Like I said in the other video when we talked about
making prints.
The other prints. What was that? Last Monday show or the Monday show before?
A few weeks ago or so.
We talked about making prints and making books, and I was using iPhoto because I love Apple's books. Apple's books are nice. And I'm sure the Aperture books are really nice from Apple. We haven't gotten to Blurb yet, so we need to get into Blurb, and now we have more tools and customization there. So that's the highlighted features. I'm sure there's many more. What do you want to see in Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 5?
Me?
Yeah.
Personally? I don't know. I think I don't really know about anything, really. I mean, some minor stuff, like, I would say...
And it's going to get harder. It's going to get harder for
I know.
Adobe to build more and more features that we thought we didn't need. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, we really needed that. And so I know the one big thing that for us is going to be the network catalog.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe about that one time.
Why they don't have that yet, I don't know.
I was talking to Joe about that was, say you have all your pictures, like, say on the server like we were going to do, and you want to be able to go downstairs, sit on the couch, and just watch TV and edit, instead of being in your room and, like, editing at your desk where it's uncomfortable, really. It's not really the ideal situation you want to be in. Why can't you just be able to put your catalog on the server and be able to connect to the server from your laptop with any computer that you have?
Or, you're on the road and you have an internet connection, and you have your laptop. You don't want to carry all your digital assets on that laptop because of whatever, security, breaking the laptop, whatever, file corruption. You don't want to have everything on that laptop. You should have the ability to upload stuff to an FTP or to VPN into your own server or whatever it is, and have that network catalog. And they need to figure this out. And I know that they could do this. They have Bridge set up that way. You can have network catalogs somehow. Adobe needs to figure this out, and I know they will eventually. I mean, maybe that's version 6, or maybe this is a hidden feature they're not talking about right now. But network catalogs have to happen. You can have your raw files on the network, you could have your exports on the network, but you can't have your catalog on the network. It has to be saved locally in your root directory or your library. So that's one thing I know we definitely want. Other things, better integration with wirelessly syncing to iPhones and stuff like that. I think Aperture has that, which is obviously with iOS, but I think that's something that Adobe could really do a lot better with. So what do you want to see in Lightroom 5? There's probably many features a lot of people want to see.
Maybe more stuff for video.
More stuff for video content creation. Maybe you don't have to purchase Premiere Pro or work in Premiere Pro, even if it's a light version. Yeah. So what do you want to see in Lightroom 5? We'd like to know. Put them in the comments below. And make sure you check out Lightroom 5 on Adobe's website. We'll put the links, like we said, below. Download it, check it out, and see what you think. I'm sure it's going to be coming out soon. You're going to want to make sure you know if you like it before you buy it. So that's all for Monday show number 10. We talked about NAB 2013, Canon and other industry-related news. We talked about new content that's up on the website, as well as content that's coming up, and Photoshop Lightroom number 5. Public beta 1 is out for testing. Make sure you download that and check it out.
If you like this video, please make sure to like the video down below and subscribe up there. It really helps us out, and you really get to stay connected to us 24/7. You get to see all of our videos and all our content posted to you. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We post all of our links and stuff on there. I know I post on Instagram at least once a week to the MetroPhotog stream, so you'll be able to see all the different types of pictures like that in a very hipstery way. Also, we post all of our links on Facebook and Twitter, so you'll be able to check us out anytime there.
And we do a lot more content than just what you see here on the Monday show. We have other videos. Check those out, unboxings and reviews of different gear, stuff like that. There's playlists, I think, of that kind of stuff. So check that out. www.metrophotog.com. Make sure you're checking out the website. There's the most important thing that we do is the pictures that we take. Check out the galleries on the site. We've recoded a lot of the website to run a little bit faster, and we're continually iterating the website. Hopefully, we'll be shooting a video soon about the website being changed over to 4.0, so that's pretty neat stuff. Like Mike said, all the social links. If you have any questions, you could either leave them in the comments below, we'd appreciate that, or if you go to www.metrophotog.com/contact, you could fill out the form there, and it sends an email right to our inbox, and we'll answer that question either through the inbox or in the next Monday show. If you have any questions, things you want to see in the Monday show, put it in the comments, send it over on the contact page. Either way, that's fine, even if you want to tweet us.
I have no problem answering any questions.
So thanks for watching. That was Monday show number 10. We'll see you next week.